You really thought he was yours, my sister whispered, smiling as she slipped her hand into his. I stood there, frozen, staring at the engagement ring on her finger. Claire, say something, my fiancé said, but he didn't let go of her. My mom sighed loudly. Don't make a scene. You've always been a little dramatic. Guests around us started whispering. Some even laughed. My sister leaned closer. You should have known. I always get what you have. My throat tightened, my hands shaking as I tried to breathe. I wanted to scream, to break, to disappear. But instead, I looked straight at her and said something that wiped that smile off her face. You're right, but this time I know everything. My name is Claire Donovan. I'm 36 years old, and I used to believe family meant loyalty. I work as a marketing manager, nothing fancy, just a steady job that pays the bills and keeps me grounded. I've always been the responsible one, the calm one, the one who doesn't cause trouble. Growing up, I was constantly compared to my younger sister, Lily. She was louder, brighter, more exciting in their eyes. I was just there. Lily had this habit of copying me. First it was small things like my clothes or the music I liked. Then it became bigger. She chose the same college major. She even tried to befriend my friends. At first, I laughed it off. It felt like harmless admiration, but over time, it started to feel uncomfortable, like she wasn't just copying me, but trying to replace me. I stayed quiet for years. I focused on building my life slowly, step by step. My apartment, my career, my relationship. When I met him, I thought I finally had something that was mine, something real. But deep down, there was always this fear that Lily would cross a line I couldn't ignore. I wasn't rich or glamorous, but I had something they didn't expect. If you've ever felt like someone was constantly trying to outdo or replace you, hit that subscribe button. I know how frustrating that is. Share your story in the comments, and don't forget to like or click share so others know they're not alone. It didn't happen all at once. It was small at first, subtle, easy to ignore if you wanted to believe everything was fine. Lily started acting different around him, laughing a little louder at his jokes, sitting a little closer than necessary, asking him questions that felt too personal. I noticed it, but I told myself I was overthinking. Then one night, I saw his phone light up while he was in the shower. Her name flashed across the screen. I didn't mean to look. I really didn't, but something in my gut told me to. The messages seemed harmless at first. Jokes, casual check-ins. But there was something off about the tone. Too familiar, too easy. When I asked him about it later, he shrugged. She's your sister, he said. We're just getting along. I wanted to believe him. I really did. When I confronted Lily, she laughed like it was the most ridiculous thing she had ever heard. Relax, she said. I'm just being nice. My mom rolled her eyes when I brought it up. Not everything is about you, she said. Stop being insecure. So I stayed quiet. Again. But things kept happening. Places I planned dates. Lily would suddenly show up. Restaurants, cafes, even a small weekend event I had mentioned once. She always had an excuse. Oh, I didn't know you'd be here. But her smile told me otherwise. Then came the night of the family gathering. I walked in, trying to shake off the unease in my chest. And there she was, wearing the exact same dress as me. Same color, same cut. My heart dropped. She looked at me and smirked. Great minds think alike, she said. I didn't respond. I couldn't. The room felt smaller, the air heavier. Then she clinked her glass for attention. Everyone turned toward her. I have some exciting news, she said, her voice sweet and confident. She reached for his hand. My breath caught. We're engaged. Silence. Then applause. I stood there, unable to move, unable to think. My mom started clapping, smiling, proud, like this was normal, like this was right. I felt the ground shift under me. Sometimes, Lily added, glancing at me, love just finds the right place. Her eyes held mine, and in that moment, I knew. This hadn't just started. This had been going on for longer than I ever imagined. After that night, everything changed, but not in the way you'd expect. No one defended me. No one questioned her. Instead, I became the problem. Lily didn't even try to hide it anymore. At a small gathering, she laughed with her friends and said, "He just needed someone more exciting." I stood a few feet away, hearing every word. My face burned, but I stayed still. I wasn't going to give her the reaction she wanted. Then the invitations stopped coming. Birthdays, dinners, even simple family lunches. I found out through photos online. When I asked my mom, she sighed like I was exhausting her. "It's just better this way," she said. "Your presence makes things uncomfortable for Lily." Uncomfortable. I almost laughed. I was the one replaced, but somehow I was the problem. She pulled me aside once, her voice low and firm. "Just move on quietly," she said. "Don't embarrass us." I looked at her, really looked this time, and I realized something. She wasn't protecting me. She never had been. He avoided me too. When we finally spoke, he crossed his arms and said, "You're too intense, Claire. This is why things didn't work. Too intense." I nodded slowly. Something inside me shifted right then. The hurt was still there, sharp and real, but it started to settle into something colder, clearer. I stopped asking questions. I stopped chasing answers. Instead, I started paying attention. I replayed everything in my mind. The little moments, the strange looks, the timing, and suddenly it all made sense. This wasn't new. This was a pattern, and I had been ignoring it for years. What they didn't know was I had already seen pieces of the truth. Months before everything fell apart, I had come across something by accident. An email left open on a shared tablet during a family visit. It wasn't just casual conversation. It was deeper, more personal than it should have been. I didn't say anything at the time. I just took a quiet screenshot and sent it to myself. After that, I started noticing more. Messages, missed calls, strange overlaps in their stories. And not just with him. I found hints of similar behavior with other people in Lily's past. Friends she had grown too close to. Relationships that ended suddenly without explanation. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I needed to be sure. So I started collecting everything. Screenshots, voice notes, timestamps. A timeline began to form. Clear. Undeniable. The biggest truth hit me the hardest. She hadn't just stepped in after things ended. She had been there long before. Overlapping. Hidden. Careful. I sat with that knowledge in silence, letting it settle, letting it sharpen me. They thought I was still the same quiet, forgiving person. They had no idea I was already preparing. I had a plan they never saw coming. I wasn't completely alone. My cousin Rachel reached out after everything happened. She had always been seen as the outsider in the family, the one who spoke too openly. I never trusted her. Rachel told me over coffee. Her voice was steady, but her eyes were serious. She shared her own experiences. Moments where Lily had twisted stories, played people against each other. It wasn't just me. That realization changed everything. Together, we went through everything I had collected, organizing it, connecting the dots, building a timeline that couldn't be ignored. Each piece added weight, truth. Meanwhile, the rest of the family carried on like nothing was wrong. Planning Lily's engagement party, posting happy photos, smiling like this was a perfect love story. I wasn't invited. Of course not. But this time, I didn't feel left out. I felt ready. Rachel looked at me one night and said, "You don't have to stay silent anymore." I nodded. She was right. I had stayed quiet for too long. The anger was still there, but it was controlled now. Focused. I wasn't going to scream or beg for explanations. I was going to show the truth. And I knew exactly when. I didn't go to the engagement party. I didn't need to. Instead, I sat at my kitchen table, my laptop open, the room quiet except for the soft hum of the ceiling fan. My hands were steady. My mind was clear. I created a post. Anonymous at first. Simple. Direct. I laid out the timeline. Dates. Messages. Overlaps. I added screenshots, voice recordings, everything I had carefully collected. No insults. No emotion. Just facts. Then I posted it. At first, nothing happened. A few views. A few shares. Then it started spreading. Mutual friends saw it. Then friends of friends. By the time the party was in full swing, people were checking their phones. Whispering. Wait, this says they were together before the breakup. Is this real? I could almost hear it. Rachel texted me updates. It's blowing up, she wrote. I took a deep breath. Then I did one more thing. I revealed myself. Calm. Clear. I didn't ruin anything. I wrote. I just told the truth. At the party, chaos broke out. Lily tried to deny it, but the evidence was there. Clear. Unavoidable. He went silent. His image cracked. People started stepping back, questioning everything. And for the first time, they were the ones being watched, judged, exposed. Not me. After that, I didn't argue. I didn't explain. I just stepped away. I cut contact with most of my family. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. Rachel stayed. She was the only one who had been honest from the start. As for Lily and him, their perfect story didn't last. Too many questions. Too many cracks. I heard they started blaming each other. It didn't matter to me anymore. I wasn't angry. I wasn't broken. I felt free. For the first time in years, I wasn't being compared or replaced. I was just me, and that was enough. Sometimes, losing them is the only way to find yourself. If someone ever took something that was meant for you, your relationship, your trust, your place in someone's life, you know how deep that pain goes. It's not just about losing someone. It's about being replaced, like you never mattered. Have you ever been betrayed like that? Share your story in the comments. I want to hear it. Subscribe if you believe the truth always comes out, no matter how long it takes. And if this story gave you strength, don't keep it to yourself. Click share to help this story reach others who need it. Did this story hit home? Let me know by liking the video and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Click share to help this story find others who felt the same way. Your support makes a huge difference.